Hi guys, my name's Quentin. Um, just kind of wanted to share my garden with you and kind of show you what I'm doing in my backyard. Uh, just kind of wanted to give you a walk around. Sorry for the fireworks and the pops and the snaps. That's going to be fireworks because 4th of July is tomorrow. But anyway, I kind of want to show you a few plants that I've gotten to grow really well here in the backyard, and I just want to kind of show you a couple of them and kind of give you a brief overview of what they are. All right, so let's start with plant number one, and I don't know how well you can see this. This is my first plant. It is caged, it's staked. It's actually blooming quite well. And this first plant here that I'm showing you is a Rapunzel 70. It's one of the few hybrids that I have here in my little garden. I'm not trying to do a whole lot of hybrids. This one did kind of interest me, the way it grows and the way the fruit produces on the plant. It's supposed to grow long clusters, and they're supposed to be probably about apricot sized fruit is what it's actually supposed to produce. But and they are red in color. Let's go on to the next plant here. Let's look at this guy. This is another one of my plants that I have. It's here in the pot. It's staked as well. And let me find, this is actually a mortgage lifter. Nice heirloom variety. It's growing quite well. It does have some blooms on the plant right there. I don't know how well the camera is going to pick them up, but it does have a few blooms on the plant. So it's actually doing pretty good. Kind of want to show you a brief overview of everything that I have here, kind of give you an idea. These are some of the pots that I have. I've got some peppers right here directly behind me. These are going to be my peppers. I've got a cucumber in a pot right there. Vines are kind of growing low, kind of in the shade. It's actually doing pretty well there. Not as much direct sunlight. Everything else around this circle out here is going to be a lot of heirloom variety tomatoes. There's just a bunch of different ones, but I've got some Rapunzels. Those are hybrids, and then I've got some early girls here. The early girls are hybrids as well, because I wanted something to produce tomatoes pretty quick in the garden. But a lot of different varieties, a lot of different things as far as, you know, reds, yellows, purples and reds, that kind of thing. Try to get a lot of diversity. I've also got let's see, herb wise, I do have some red basil, and then I've got some cilantro as well. I do want to show you one plant in particular. This is Cherokee Purple. This is one of the few plants that's actually doing really well. It's actually growing like crazy. I don't know how well you can see it, but there's my actual plant in the pot. It's actually doing really well. It's actually starting to produce its first few tomatoes. So I don't know how well you can see this, but there's actually a tomato there. And if you look back here, there's actually a tomato back behind it. And there's a tomato here, one back behind it. One here, one on the back side. There's a little cluster. There's two blooms that probably are going to fuse together and make one really big tomato. Here's another tomato, here's one. So it's actually been a really good producing tomato so far, or tomato plant, excuse me. It's been a very hefty producer as far as what few plants I have. And the main stem coming up, I actually have it pruned back quite a bit. I'm going to kind of show you this. This is the main stem coming up, and as you can see, I've kind of nipped the bottom branches off of it, just so that way when I water it and when rain hits, most of these down here in the bottom of the bucket, they're not getting light. So there's no reason to have these bottom branches down here. They're not really doing anything for the plant. They're actually kind of hurting it more than helping it. But you can see how thick the main stem here is. it actually makes the plant grow much hardier, and I actually let it split off into 3 main branches here, and those main branches carry up and actually give the plant all that fruit and all those blooms. But I'm going to hopefully upload some more videos to help you guys with your own gardening projects in your backyard. And I'm doing this right here in the middle of town. I mean, you can see my garden. I'm pretty excited about it, pretty happy. But I've got quite a few plants. You can see them all kind of behind me as I kind of move around. But this is kind of my little urban garden, if you will. And next year I'm going to grow some more different things, hopefully some bush style green beans in pots. I'm going to see how those do. I want to try to grow some different varieties of things. But if you have any questions, or if there's anything I can try to help you with, I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. Another thing I want to mention really quick, all the plants here, I have fertilized them with organic fertilizer, and I have done pesticide and maintenance with organic pesticide. So all of my gardening here has been done organic. I haven't used anything that's, you know, chemical like 7 Dust or Roundup. I haven't done any of that. Don't want to. I'm actually trying to stay away from that and see how well I can do with just organic gardening. And from my first impressions, it's actually doing really well. Probably better than years where I've used 7 Dust and a bunch of other chemicals and Miracle Grow and all these different chemicals. It actually seems to be doing just as good, if not better, this year than last year. Of course, I'm doing it on a larger scale this year too. I've had a few plants that have gotten sick on me, but I've only had 1 die. Whereas the year before, I think I had 3 or 4 plants die. But I have been out here in my garden. I look at all my plants every day, and I do kind of do maintenance on them. But I do try to take care of them because I want them to take care of me and produce a lot of fruit for me. So, like I said, if there's any questions or comments, I'm not sure how I'm going to do this channel. I think I'm just going to do it kind of instructional, maybe even question and answer. Maybe we can share ideas or tips and help each other out. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoy it, and so long.